I want to show people that you can do this. That you're not always stuck in this job that like brainwashed to think that we have to work a job and like till 65 and pay our taxes and do all these things. But no, there's like a different way. And the more people that we can share this to and help improve their lives and spend more time with their kids, their wife, their husband, their family, they build something for themselves. Like that's the greatest feeling. Because I remember how stuck I felt. Welcome back to a special episode of STR Like, the Best with Michael Chang. I have a special guest here, my co-founder / wife, Liz.
Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty chaotic morning with the kids, though, yeah.
Yeah, super chaotic. We woke up late and had probably 5 minutes to spare.
So we're doing a special episode today because we've gotten actually a lot of really good feedback on some of the episodes that we recorded in Taiwan. So if you like those episodes, I think it was the one right before this one. That was recorded about 2 weeks ago. Put on the podcast 2 weeks ago. So please check that out. We have 4 or 5 episodes that we recorded where we talk about our history and how we work together. So if you are curious about how Liz and I started a business and how we work together, please check those out. So today I want to spend like 10, 15 minutes. We're getting a lot of questions on how we got started, our kind of core values and how we built the business. And then, why we launched a mentorship program to help others execute this same strategy. But why don't we start with just how we started? Liz, like, how do we start? Remember back in like 2016 when we started this, like 9 years ago?
It only 9 years ago, but it feel like so long. But yeah, how we started was I always wanted to do something with real estate. Didn't know how, really wanted to buy, but didn't really have the confidence at the time. I learned about short-term rental at a real estate meetup, and I thought, oh, that was super interesting. So at that time, my dad had a vacancy at one of his long-term rental. So I was like, hey, Dad, can we try this out and then just rent out your long-term rental as a Airbnb and see how it goes? And that was really the start of our so-called arbitrage journey. It wasn't really a turn yet back then, but we were doing the arbitrage model, basically renting out. We rent it and then sublease it on short-term rental.
Thankfully, your dad allowed us to do that. But when we were starting, we were both working, right? We were still working in investment banking, a lot of hours, pretty stressful job. You were still like Kate Spade. And then we wanted to build something that didn't just revolve around our jobs. And we were looking at a couple of different things. I remember looking at e-com. We started that website selling like makeup brushes. It's kind of crazy to think about it. And then we tried a bunch of different ideas, and then we landed on Airbnb. That was 2016. And as we were working through that business and we saw the profitability that we can get, after a few months, we're doing like $10,000 a month in revenue for, a pretty standard apartment in Queens, New York. And our expenses were maybe like $3,000, $4,000, the rent all in. So it was like, wow, this little apartment can make $5,000 a month in cash flow. It's great. We should do this a lot more. Right. And then, you quit your job and, we started scaling the business. It was pretty hard. We're both working.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I remember the weekends, the nights, we have an emergency. Back then, we didn't really have the team and the operation knowledge that we have today. So it was pretty a mom and pop business type of situation. So we had to meet the guests on site, and then on the weekend, sometimes we had to fix things on our own. So yeah, definitely was a lot of managing around the schedule. But I think that kind of leads to the questions like, why are we even doing this, right? You have your investment banker. Like most people wouldn't think you will want to do an Airbnb on the side as a side hustle. So maybe that goes back to why do we even try to do something like this?
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak for myself. Like we tried because I just didn't see myself working this job for the rest of my life. I didn't want to just keep working for someone else. And I think too, more importantly, I wanted to eventually got married and had kids, be working from home today, right? Versus, being stressed out and having to rush off to work. And that was really kind of one of the core values that we started with, right? We wanted to prioritize our family first. And it wasn't just, what could we do to do that, right? What could, that, and then it revolved around us both working full-time jobs. And I know it's really hard. It was really hard to make that transition, but you and I kind of saw that as like, this is a potential way out for us of the 9 to 5, get out to work, fly off, for a whole week, traveling for work, paying the taxes, like all that stuff. But that's how we got in. Like, we got in, I think, one, because we had a vision of what we wanted our lives to look like. I think two was because we found like you found like a community of people that were doing this already and helped us think through this business model and helped us scale, right? And without them, Syed and some of those guys, like we wouldn't be where we are today.
Yeah, 100%. And for me, right, just touch on like the why for me from the beginning. I think I shared this before, but I was in fashion for maybe 8, 9 years before I left the fashion career. And always, there are two things. One is I always felt stuck, right? You're stuck in this cycle of paycheck over paycheck, and then you're paycheck in, paycheck out, especially living in New York. I could have been doing something more than that. I think it's the standard I had for myself. I was like, I wanted to start something on my own. And second is like the lack of time freedom to see my family, I think was a big thing. Probably the biggest thing for me was I came here when I was 16 and my mom gave me this great opportunity to come to the States and have a better career, better education. However, that means the trade-off is I don't get to see them at all, maybe once a year, a week at most. So that was like, is it really worth it? And then I thought about it as a well, instead of being sad and thinking about it all the time, why don't I try something on my own that can gain my own time freedom?
Yeah.
So that was like my why in the beginning to go to those real estate meetup every week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually found Airbnb.
I mean, that's kind of like why I think you and I work well together, despite different backgrounds, different working styles. I think we both believe that we can do it, right? Like have the agency to believe that. And one, our goals are pretty in line on family and kids. Two, it's like we believe that we can do it. And it's kind of like a big thing too. You gotta like believe that you gotta like want to do it, but also like believe you can do it. And then the rest is like details, right? The rest is like the execution. And you gotta find something, but the core of it is having a really self confidence and belief that you can do it. As we go back now and think about it, and we talk with our clients that have invested in STR Like the Best, that have joined our mentorship program. Like a lot of them are similar to us. They live in a place of a high cost of living. A lot of New Yorkers, like a lot of Californians, a lot of Floridians. I think touching on some of the core values that like we have as us, as the creators of STR Like the Best, right? Like, why are we doing this? Like, we get asked this question all the time, and I want them to say, like, why are we doing this? Like, Liz, why are we doing this? Like, why are we helping people do this? Why don't we just don't say anything and just like do it all ourselves?
So when we first started the education platform online and started our social media platform as well, we didn't even think this could be what it is today, the STR Like the Best community. But we were approached by a lot of friends and families who are asking us, "Oh, how do you do that? How do you do that?" So we were like, "Oh, might as well share online our journey and see what it will entail." And the result was quite to our surprise. Like when we see people having success through our community, it really is a very rewarding experience. And almost like for me, at least, it lead me to this abundance mindset, and you get back more in a different way. You share your knowledge, you see other people's success, you feel really happy and amazing for them. I say this wholeheartedly. I really do feel so. I love seeing that success for them, and then it will come back to us in the many other way. Maybe more investor will reach out to us for more different deal flow, or it could be partnerships. So, and then you just meet all these great people in the industry that we probably wouldn't have the chance to meet at all.
Yeah.
So that for me was really the eye-opening experience.
There's so much opportunity out there. Like you and I can't hit it. We don't have the money or time to do it. And
Yeah.
the number of people that we've met as are, working with us, helping them start their Airbnb businesses, like Julie and Andy starting their business from Dallas, and Julie moving to quit her job, and they have like 18 Airbnbs that they're running, and all the other students now that are like buying houses. A lot of students just like their first house, their first investment property, some of them even their first home they've ever bought, and be able to get something good that's they're going to be able to keep with them for a long time, get the tax benefits, get some appreciation, and get some cash flow. It's great to see the self-confidence that people develop themselves. Like one of our students, I won't name her name, but she came in, she was very I think just kind of unsure of herself. She was a stay at home mom, 2 kids. It's very, about the family and really want to do something on business. And the 7 months that we worked together, like just her transformation has been incredible. I just like seeing the
Incredible.
self confidence and the agency that she believed that she could do it and be able to launch her business and launch her unit in Dallas from all the way from the suburbs of Philadelphia. It's been amazing. We approached this with an abundance mindset. There's enough out there for everyone. We want to teach you guys so that you can have this for yourself, right? Whatever goal that you have, it rolls around like family, time independence, financial independence, not giving 40% away every single year in taxes, taking some of that back, reinvesting it in your portfolio, something that's going to deliver cash flow for you, it's going to appreciate, something you can pass on to your family. These are the things that we never learned, even as in investment banking. Like I never learned that you can do these things. And for me, it's like, I want to show people that you can do this, that you're not
Yeah.
always stuck in this job that like, we're brainwashed to think that we have to work a job and like till 65 and, pay our taxes and do all these things. But no, there's like a different way. And the more people that we can share this to and help improve their lives and can spend more time with their kids, their wife, their husband, their family, they build something for themselves. Like that's the greatest feeling because I
Yeah.
remember how stuck I felt. And like, I still think about it sometimes. And the fact that we achieved this level of freedom that like, we were gone all July and August. Like, to your point about spending time with your family, we stayed in Taiwan for 6 months, 6 weeks. You got to spend time with, your family. Our kids had to go back to spend time with their grandparents, your side of family, and for the Chinese, like all this stuff, they're impossible. And if we can give part of this back to the people that helped us, it feels good to,
Yeah.
the one that sparkle in someone's eyes and they're like, oh, I did it. It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
then
amazing.
and I feel like we wake up every day just like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to do this, I
What
want
a
to
help. Yeah.
help and build this community, at the same time grow our own portfolio, and then share what we are able to experience ourselves for our family, and hopefully more family can see the same path as
Sure.
us. Yeah, it's incredible having the time freedom.
And I think it goes back to some of the core values that we have in the business, right? And,
Yeah.
I think you and I both have calls in a little bit. So sort of like kind of 5 minutes on here on this, but the way that we think about our investing and the way that we kind of built this community to help, others is for me, it's like four things, right? One is like family first, doing this because the why, like everyone's like, what's your why? My why is like, I want to be a good dad, a good husband, right? Like, this is like my purpose of why I want to do this. And everyone has a different why, but like I think that's our why collectively and why
Yeah.
we launched this program, why we're in this business is we care about being good parents and prioritize our family over money, money for the sake of money. And two is like long-term thinking. Real estate's a long game and we don't take shortcuts. Like we want to find the right property, the right people that work with us, have the right guests, so that this can be a long-term investment that we can eventually pass this on to our kids. Right, back to family first. Third one's like numbers, not feelings. That's why it comes a lot from you and I, like how we think, but very much of like let's see the numbers and what can it actually do, not just like oh, we like it or someone told us this is good or someone told us this is bad. No, let's actually like put some real brain power behind it and learn like how to analyze this and see what it can actually do instead of letting our emotions govern that. And lastly, the responsibility, this is for me, like responsibility for our community, right? Like people trust us, they invest with us their time, their money, their hopes on a better life. You and I have that responsibility as the creators of this program of like making sure that they're making good decisions and that we're providing them the support that they can do that. But for me, that those are the four key points, right? It's like family, long-term thinking, analytics, not number, numbers, not feelings, and the responsibility for the people that trust us.
Yeah, 100%. And then for the community that trusts us, the way we approach our program really is we look at every single client's property and portfolio the same way we would look at ours. And we really sit down, take the time. Michael will spend 1 hour, 2 hour to kick off every client to really look at holistic profile and see what is the right strategy for them, and then analyze their financials right together. And that takes a lot of time, responsibility, and I think that's one of the reasons why we are seeing great success too in our community. So kudos to you
Thanks.
for
Thank you for the
for
compliment. It's
that.
very nice of you to say.
Yeah. No, it is true. Like, see you like up at night and then talking to the client all the time, making sure they have the right strategy head in, so they don't make big mistakes throughout the process.
We have a
Um,
responsibility to them, right? And we want to make sure that they're making the right decisions. And like I was telling, like if you're willing to try, you're willing to work. Like we're here to help you to make sure that you're successful. That this is a successful outcome. I guess as you think about how the vision for us to best, like we've been doing that for 3 years. We've had couple hundred clients that we've helped launch their businesses, buy their first property. What's your vision for the company?
well, that's a very hard question,
I
but
know.
I actually think about it a lot. What can this be? I think it's more than with our current bandwidth, right? It's very limited what we can do, right? With our team, but we are actively growing. We're rapidly growing right now. Actually, constantly hiring new talents. The way I think about, I want it to be a bigger community rather than people just see each other virtually. I would like to have real events in person very soon. I think that has been our goal. We talk about it a lot on podcasts, but we will make it happen. I feel like the more we say it,
Yeah.
the more the more the more it will actually happen. So to launch it into a real community that people can connect, investor can share their success together, even the downs, the lows, help each other. I really think real estate, it's not a 1 year, 2 year thing, it's a forever thing, right? You're building a family legacy, building wealth for yourself, your family. So there's always people that you can cheer on together along the way. And I want that to be our community, not just here for, oh, I just here to buy one property, stay from Texas, I'm done.
Yeah.
I think it's more than that, more than the yeah.
That's in there because like I can't explain that better. I think you did a great job. I mean, I agree. Like that's actually they build a community of people that want to be successful together. Like, just real estate's a tool, right? It's one part of the
Yeah,
toolkit, but we helping people with how to think about investing for their kids and like what's a tax efficient way for them to do that, like their own personal investing, right? Insurance, their broader tax planning, estate planning. They would cover so much during these one-on-ones with our students. So it's not just about it's not just about, hey, buy one property, here's some taxes, and cut your under away, but
yeah,
like holistically, how can you construct your financial life so that you can achieve the goals that you know you've laid out for yourself. And
yeah,
in a lot of our communities, like family, right? It's like I want to be a good father, I want to be a good mother, I want to take care of my children, I want to take care of my parents, I want to set them up for success, I want to make sure that I retire, comfortably. I want to get back to my community. Like all these things are important, and having money, having wealth is an important part of that, right? It's not there's a desire to, but you also need to have the capability, and the fact that we can help you with that. I think it's extremely rewarding. I'd love to meet all these people in person one day too.
yeah. And then you hit on a great point. That's what's so unique about our community and program is we really look at every aspect of the financial pieces. It's almost like a puzzle if you look at all of those pieces,
It is. Yeah.
and together it builds the family wealth. It's not just one real estate. Oh, invest in real estate, that's it. It's many other things, the tax planning, the estate planning, and then how to
Investing and
invest.
investing too. Yeah.
Investing, that's just the investing mindset alone is huge, right? So yeah, I think you hit on the great point on that.
So, folks, if you enjoyed this episode, please do comment on the episode or send us a message. We love to get your feedback. If you guys like hearing, Liz and I talk about how we think of the program and how we've launched our business. And please, as a favor to us, please subscribe and share with your spouse, share with a friend that you think would be interested in learning more and better understanding how real estate can have a positive impact on their lives. Liz, thanks for we had this idea of having coffee, like at coffee this morning to do this. So I'm glad you wanted to do this too. I know it was like,
Yeah, happy to. This is actually fun because we rarely have time to sit down for a long period of time and just talk about what happened in the last 9 years. So it's a nice way to really bring back those
It
memories.
is. Good memories.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Folks,
All
thank you very
right.
much. Have a great rest of the day. Bye
Thank
now.
you.